Hey guys, it might look funny, but what do you think about Gachagwa's case? You know, in Kenya, we undig hey, the dead. That is our work. So now, this case is resting in peace, but we have just had to, tumefufua. So, Gachagua, it is said that in the appeal, you remember when they were swearing in the current VP, yeah? So what he did, he went in to appeal that actually the Mwilu did not have the powers to choose the judges who are on the bench. Yeah? But Kenya is Kenya. Everything went on because you know what our president had decided. He was getting rid of Gachagua because Gachagua had become the pain in his, what I don't want to mention. Yeah. So guys, now things have turned out and people in the inbox are like, hey, Ruto ni mwerevu, haezi poteza kura za Kikuyu. Remember, mambo ya mlima yameendelea kukua, and regardless of having actually decided to go for Professor Kindiki, Kindiki is like just a zombie, of course, dancing the tune, but he doesn't have the votes. When you see the Mount Kenya reaction, it's like they are very cold at Ruto. So it's like somebody has taught him to talk to the court, and so that the court overturns everything. Now I'm just imagining, is it possible that Gachagua will be walking straight back to the parliament? Yeah, so let's watch this. There are just some small clips which have been indicated here and there. So let's watch them and see what is going to unveil. Yeah, so at the back you can actually see what I'm talking about.
Amepata ushindi mkubwa baada ya mahakama ya rufaa kufikia uamuzi kuwa naibu jaji mkuu Philomena Mwilu hakuwa na mamlaka ya kuteua jopo la majaji wa kusikiza kesi zilizopinga kuondolewa kwake madarakani kama naibu rais.
Majaji hao, mtazamaji, Daniel Musinga, Mumbi Ngogi, Francis Tuyot, katika uamuzi wao walisema kwamba jukumu la kuteua jopo la majaji ni la jaji mkuu kwa mujibu wa katiba.
I'm telling you, if somebody sat down to write a novel, and I'm thinking of doing one, it can be, a classic book, yeah? And then the story continues shortly, or the Afro-cinema continues shortly. Yeah, when you just think everything is over, things begin again and life moves on, yeah? So Gachagua, of course, since he was, puked? I don't want to use some words. When he was puked out of the cabinet, he began going about and making a mockery of the president. Of course, the recent drama just brought back a barabara. Ndio barabara ijengwe huku na yeye akisema vile alikuja na tukasema Wakikuyu tukasema So remember that impact did not go. It did not actually go. Now, some people almost consider Gachagua as a comedian. But for himself, he considers himself the truthful man, even the wife Dorcas. And of course, many people in the inbox have checked and they are saying, hey, Gachagua has a prayerful wife. Others are like, nothing will happen. He has to respect the president. Now, you remember when he was impeached, many people voted him against him because they were saying, of course, he goes around politicking against some people. Sifuna, of all the people, you heard what he said. And you heard Halwale standing and saying what he said. And many others. And of course, his fellow Mount Kenya region people still voted him out. And people like money was poured. We don't know. Whom are we to know? After all, we are just outside this cake-eating table. We are not on the table, so how do we know whether the piece of bread is meant for all of them or part of them? So right, guys, I'm just waiting for the moment to see actually whether Gachagua is bouncing back to the table as the deputy president, or what actually will happen. Remember, he has already engaged himself with various people, including the Matiang'i. And people are like, Matiang'i, biashara yetu na sisi haijaisha kwa sababu gani? The 2016 KCSE was tragic, yeah? Many students getting very low scores, Even those who expected C's going to as low as D+, and those who expected C+, going to C-, and that is a chain that you understand. Of course, those of us who love integrity, we were very happy because for the first time, the exams were being done by students. Now, currently, by the way, teachers are now doing the exams for students. And funny enough, they are still failing. But there are schools which are doing well still because the students are bright, they understand. And when they have given a hint, they go on. All right. So, when we look at the situation of Matiang'i, we don't know. Do you think he is going to make it? The other case, of course, is Kalonzo, and people are saying Kalonzo is a dead rock. Gone. Yeah, a forgotten thing. He cannot stand against Ruto. And Ruto was saying, nimejipanga. When it comes to the next election, 2027, nitakuwa nimejipanga. Yeah, and when you come to Raila, of course, I don't think he should be even buying for anything. People should forget about that old man. However much you keep saying that he's the opposition leader, Baba and all that, I think for now, he has just discovered that the ground will never be strong for him. So for him, it's just to dance in between and fix himself somewhere. Now, from what I'm seeing, of course, he seems to be strongly standing with Ruto and will be there seeking votes from Nyanza. And before we just forget, the Nyanza saga, I think they have cooled things down so that it doesn't sound like they are spoiling the Babas area. Do you know what they said about that Jama wa Kiatu? Some are saying he was just taking a photo, innocent photo, then the shoe flew. And of course that is Sosion speaking. So if you have seen that video, then I'll take you back to the fact that this guy was being interviewed. I'm not sure because now TikTok and everything is just, you know, a mixture of all things. People want to trend and they'll do everything. So there was this young man today I saw on TikTok indicating that he normally throws shoes. I don't know what kind of game that is. You know, in Kenya also games crop up every night and every day. So this guy was indicating that he was just throwing shoes the way he does every day. And while doing it somewhere almost near the venue that the shoe flew, how possible is it that somebody would be actually playing with a shoe near such a venue? And when the president comes to a place, people are excited and they all camp there. How comes he was not in the venue? He was just around the venue from his story. Do you believe this story was just bullshit? Yeah, so let's get to it. And again,
this is the man who threw a shoe to the government. Today we had an interview with him about the incident.
So, mimi nilikuwa nimekaa tu na chill nasikiza. Alafu sijui kiatu ilienda. Mimi nikastukia tu kiatu imeenda. Sijui ni juu ya furaha ama nini.
He said he did not intend to throw the shoe. So, what do you do for a living?
So, mimi huwa narusha viatu. Mimi nafanya zoezi hapa hivi. Nafanya zoezi hapa ndio huwa narushia viatu. Yeah, that's what I do daily. Narusha tu viatu. Yeah.
This is what he plans to do in his future.
So nikiendelea na hii biashara nitaanza kurusha vitu kama mawe. You know, for now narusha tu viatu. Hii biashara yangu ni kidogo, but nikipata support yenu guys, nitaanza kurusha mawe, kurusha vikingi, kurusha mdomo, you know. Lakini for now acha tu focus na viatu.
As I told you, there's so much in Kenya. And in Kenya, expect everything. This is where the young men will go to the parliament and eat from there. And people will disappear and they say the Kware scandal is over, that there was a man who was killing women. This is Kenya where you can demolish a house like in the one that was done in Mtwapa, and everybody, the KDF was singing about it. I don't know how many houses they have built with their own money, hard-earned money, I mean. This is Kenya where Shakahola will come up, and you just forget about it very soon. So, of course, the story of Gachagua was forgotten. And, of course, currently, some people do not take him too seriously. Some others still buy what he says. But I think they are buying into what Ruto is going about and saying. And no wonder we can actually see, like, the temperatures cooled totally. This is Kenya where Baba is like, Baba is doing so much for people. When he's doing nothing for them, he's just doing for himself. And this is Kenya where you can trend today and tomorrow you are below. You know, like the story of Azaid. Anyway, that one we save it for another day. So guys, Gachagua story is back. Let's see how much it will trend, what direction it will take, whether exactly Gachagua is going back to the government or whether it's impossible. The DP, hey, what will happen to Professor Kindiki? That's my question. So people are like, okay, Ruto has realized that Kindiki is not adding anything on his table, and then he has to go back for Gachagua. How about that? Do you think he will be comfortable working there? I don't think so. In my opinion, he won't. And of course, even if that claim has been placed on the fact that the judges were not rightfully picked, do you think the court is going to have another case? I don't think so. I just believe this case is dead and gone. But guys, thank you for subscribing to my channel. You don't know what it means for me. You are great people. It's such an asset when you come and subscribe, when you share my videos, when you watch me. I really feel warm. And, if you're a secret admirer, no problem. The audience from India, from South Africa, we have some from America and all over the country. I really appreciate you. I wish I would just have a present for each one of you. And let's keep connected. If you have a YouTube that you expect me to subscribe to, just welcome me. Thank you. And I hope that as we meet in other discussions, whether educational or social, entertainment or any other form, we will continue with the discussion. Bye-bye for now.